What number is it? Brother Terrence, help us with that. There's sunshine in my soul today. 4 what? 417. So let us start. Let us stand as we sing that song, and we're also showing on Goshen's WhatsApp, Goshen's YouTube, Facebook. So if you have anybody who is not here and you think that they would be interested in this, you could just text them and let them know. All right. Do you know that hymn? Okay. What's the number, L? 470. 470? Okay. Nobody know? More? In my soul today, my King and Jesus. The song I cannot sing. There is sunshine, blessed sunshine, peaceful, happy moments roll. Jesus shows his smiling face. There is sunshine in my soul. Springtime in my soul today. Oh, when the Lord is near, the dove of peace sings in my heart. The flowers of grace appear. Sunshine, blessed sunshine, peaceful, happy moments roll. When Jesus shows his smiling face, there is sunshine in my soul. His gladness in my soul today, and hope and grace and love, for blessings which he gives me now, for joys laid up above. Sunshine, peaceful, happy moments roll. Jesus shows his smiling face. Let us pray. Father, this is springtime and it's sunshine in our soul today. May the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings and bless this afternoon's program. Be with Natalie and Karen as they share the experience and their knowledge with us. In Jesus' name. Seated, please. Now, again, anything that I do, I think evangelism. Do you know that this can be a form of evangelism? Some people may not come to a crusade, but they may come to you teaching them how to do a home garden. Or you can join the various gardens in your community and mingle with the people, as Ellen G. White says. Meet their needs and then win their confidence and then bid them follow me. So we just don't want to see this separated from our mission. Anything that we do have has evangelistic overtones. Are you with me, everybody? So we're happy to have Natalie with us. You remember she was with us last year when we had the 4 weeks to wellness. She was doing her exercise and helping with the cooking. She is the health ministry director for the Kingsborough Temple of SDA, and she's going to tell you more about what she does. So welcome, Natalie. Take full control now, and you could also introduce your friend. Yes. I asked her to do a little exercise because we've been sitting for a long, long time. And fortunately, you know, Ellen White says, what's the number one exercise? Anybody knows? Walking, and the number two is gardening. Gardening. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Sabbath, and I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful Sabbath. And we are in this beautiful spring weather. So before we begin into the gardening session, Pastor Daley wants us to do some stretching. We've been sitting all day. Some of you may be sitting all day. So we're going to just do some light exercise. Not too much intense like what we did for the 4 weeks of health and wellness, but just to get the limbs up and going. So everyone please stand. And before we go, so here's my friend Karen. She's also a gospel medical missionary. So she'll be assisting me with tonight's presentation. So Karen, I just need you to put the mic for me. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're going to do. Okay. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're just going to do some stretching. So I want everyone to stretch all the way up, and you're going to try go on your toes if you can. All the way up, just stretch, reach the sky. All the way up, stretch, 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 stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. We're going to do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Now we're going to stretch our sides. So let's begin. Going to stretch all the way around. Any side you want to go, all the way. Turning your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Now we're going to do another exercise where we're just going to do our arms. Stretch your arms out. I'm going to make some little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Now we're going to do the shoulder blades. Go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Now we're going to do some stretching. I know we're in our dresses, ladies, so just stretch as much as you can. Just stretch, stretch, stretch out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. You should feel a little burning sensation here. Feel it? Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. And I'm going to do a last one. And we're going to go, it's a little intense. You could step out the pew if you can. So you're just going to reach to the sky again, touch your waist and your toes if you can. If you can't touch your toes, just do the modified version and do your knees, okay? Ready? Up, waist, your toes if you can. Back to your waist, up, down again. Ready? Keep going. Waist, toes, waist, toes, on your toes. Waist again, down. Let's see how fast you guys could do it now. Ready? Good job. Feels good, right? Yes. Good job. So when we go home, you just try to do like 10 seconds every time with repetition. And you feel good. You feel really good. And we just do one more exercise and then that's it. So for those of you who might have weights at home, those 2 pounds weight, you're just gonna clinch to your side, your hands, and you're gonna go up, just like that. Keep going. And you always do like 10 sets. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're just going to stretch the close out. So stretch your arms all the way, turning your neck. Stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Next side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Now reach to the sky. Receive your blessing and relax. Good job, guys. So now we're going to do our gardening presentation. So welcome to DIY Garden. So do we have any gardeners in the house? Any gardeners? Oh, praise God. So you guys could be my helper tonight. So my name again is Natalie Duane Southern. I'm representing microphone. Okay, all right. Good evening again, everyone. Welcome to DIY Gardening. Again, my name is Natalie Duane Southern. I am from Kingsborough Church, and I'm also the health leader. I'm also the health leader for Kingsborough. I just started out, and I'm also a graduate of the Gospel Medical Missionary, which was under Pastor Daley, and I finished last year my class. So tonight I just want to share with you my experience of doing DIY gardening. I'm not an expertise, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not an expertise, but I got inspired while I was working from home to start growing my own vegetables, because since we were locked up in the house with the pandemic, so I decided to start doing my gardening, and I just want to share my journey and experience some of the things that I've been doing, the trial and errors. So I just want to share with you tonight. And in Genesis 1, verse 29, it says, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is on the face face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food." And I always say, eat what you grow and save money. How many of us want to save money? Especially in the time that we're in right now. We can see everything has gone up. So if we can start growing our own vegetables and fruits, then we can help save money. And we also know what we are eating, because many of the things full of so much chemical, GMOs, and the list goes on. And you guys already know these things, right? So now we're going to go more into our presentation. All right, so in our introduction, it's a home garden introduction. If you don't have access to suitable outdoor space, but still have to cultivate a selection of fresh veggies, herbs, or other plants, you might want to create an indoor gardening system. The system you depend on how ambitious you want to get, what you plan to grow, your budget, and the availability of space. Indoor gardening is ideal for apartment living. In your outdoor soil is not workable if you don't have time to manage weed and pests. A good play and how to start a home gardening. So I'm just going to go basically into some tips that you can do to start doing your own gardening. The first one is a good place is to begin is understanding that an organic garden is simple. It don't have to be complicated. Combine the use of organic gardening method, conservation of resources and methods of mimicking nature ecosystem right in your garden bed. As a beginner, I recommend starting small with a simple vegetable garden. I started out on my windowsill. You know, that little garden box there, that's how I first started on my windowsill because I got sunlight, so I decided to start planting herbs on my windowsill. And building upon your accomplishments over time as you gain more experience and confidence in gardening. Finding your planting zone. How many, okay, for my gardeners, do you know what zone we are in? Anyone know? Amen. Praise God. She knows. See, so we're in she said 7B. So you have to know your zone when you're planting because that determines how the items you'll grow and how successful they'll do. So here in Brooklyn, we are in zone 7B, and our sister told us right now. Your geography, location, and climate will affect how successful your gardening is. So it's not a surprising that your planting zone is an important start when it comes to gardening for beginners. In addition to identify your planting zone, also known as the hardness zone. It's also a good idea to reach out to your local nursery, garden center, agriculture extension office for further guidance, because many times people are not aware of it. So these nursery can also help you with your gardening, to start your gardening. So here we have finding your planting zone. So here we're now in we're in April. So I just put March, April, May 2023. So a thing to keep in consideration when you're planting is you always hear about your last frost date. In New York, sometimes it can be a little tricky because sometimes we have winter in April, right? And we have winter in March, and you know, we still having winter. So you have to know your last frost date, and it gets tricky. Like me, I'm starting very late for my spring crop, but the zoning is very important to know, and also knowing the time your last frost date is. So here in New York, it's sometime around like March, sometime it varies, April, huh? And yes, okay, she's saying today, see, I didn't even know that, see, yeah. So it's good to know when to plant your items because you don't want to put your seed out or your plant too early and they die off on you, right? And so June, July is when you grow your summer crops, like your squash, your zucchinis, those kind of plants. You'll grow those in the summer because they prefer the sun. How to plan your garden. Planning is the key to a successful garden and one of the most important steps to remember whether you are gardening for beginners or more advanced, like our sister over here, she's advanced. It's common for people to convert their patio, backyard, or front yard from a plain and ordinary space into gardening that both visually appealing and productive. So one of the things I always tell people, kind of start sketching out what you want to do before you just start, okay, I'm going to just plan, you know, have a real good plan. So sketching out a blueprint for your new gardening space before start planting so you can get a better idea of the area functionality. How to plan your garden. So the area, is the area more sunny or shady? Take a look at how much sun exposure the area receives, and there are any structures or large trees blocking the area, making it shady. Are you planning to grow in the ground, or are you planning to, you know, grow in a raised bed or in containers? And here you have some containers. You can grow in containers. And what type of soil you will need, whether you want to use organic or non-organic. And I would tell everyone to try use organic. You can compose your own items. You don't have to go out there and buy these fertilizer and things. It's better to compose. I compose. I'm sorry I can't show it to you now because it's a lot, but I compose my own food scrapping, and it really helps a lot the gardening. And you know what's in there. Also, indoor and community gardening, it has endless possibility. Indoor gardening relates to the act of growing a selection of plants inside that you would typically grow outside, because you can more easily control temperature and other conditions. And you can access things like veggies, fruit, herbs, and even tropical plant species all year round, unlike in many outdoor gardening when the temperature determines the growing season. Community and home gardening. with green thumb, community and home gardeners with green thumbs may choose to grow their own food in containers, garden, or their windowsill, which I did on my windowsill, started off, and then rooftop or apartment balconies. Other farmers cultivate community garden aimed at sustainability and bringing healthy food to food deserted urban environments with lack of grocery stores. And here in New York City, we are very blessed. We have so many things here. We have farmers market, community garden, but yet there's still other areas in New York where we're still having issues where they're not getting enough fruits and veggies, you know? So we're still blessed in a way, but then there's still people are having issue getting fruits and veggies, and now it's so much more expensive. Plants suited to grow indoors. So here, you know, veggies can grow particularly in well indoor. These include so you could start off like with carrot, but carrot is really better to grow outside, not really indoor. But I know a lot of time people start these things indoor first, you know, and then bring it outside. But what I found out for me with carrot, it doesn't like to be transplanted. I don't know if you had that same issue, but it's rather better to grow it outside along with, you know, peppers. Lettuces, on the other hand, you can get away with the lettuce indoor once you have a lot of sunlight. Tomatoes also, you could get away just growing it inside. Just make sure you had a sunny window because it loves a lot of sun. Low light plants, if you want to create a low maintenance tropical jungle in a shady area in your home, you can do also. For low light species like spider plants, snake plants, and certain ferns, those are good to grow indoor. And here I have some peace lily, which is very good to purify the air. So you want to keep plants in your home to help purify the air so you're breathing, you know, good air. And also to make sure that you're maintaining them and that they are not sick. You don't want to get toxic in your system, right? And humidity loving plants, consider things like your ferns, peace lilies. If you want plants of terrarium, you can grow in your bathroom also. And so what are the benefits of gardening? Okay, we know it improves our overall health because we know we're getting fresh fruits, providing essential nutrients, and acts of gardening itself can reduce health risks and improve mental health. Because when you go out there and do your gardening, guess what? You're getting your vitamin D, right? And you're exercising at the same time, as what Pastor Daley has mentioned, when Ellen White said, you know, we do exercise and we do these things outdoor. In addition, home gardening helps alleviate stress, lowering blood pressure, and reduce anxiety. And so that's why I decided to start my garden, because it was a lot of stress for me working from home in front of the computer. Everybody was like, well, you're working from home. They don't realize the amount of stress because you're working from home, everybody expects, you know, right now, even when it's not time to work, they're very demanding. So for me, that little peace of mind was just going outside and just get fresh air and start growing my own items. Also, food security. Fresh, healthy foods can be hard to come by in some underserved urban communities. And right here in New York, we have that issue. Some community really having a lot of issue. And community gardening help provide food security by increasing access to fresh fruits and veggies. And some more benefits, it reduces waste. Growing and eating food helps reduce waste and lowers the food system carbon footprint. Preserve green spaces, and it does help a lot in our community when you have greenery and you see the greenery. It helps lift spirit. Many abandoned lots of green ways have been preserved by urban gardeners who have seized the opportunity to use the land for farming, maintaining green spaces in urban settings, providing residents access to nature and improve environmental health. All right, so now we're going to go into types of indoor gardening for home and community gardening. Community garden are vegetable gardens that are open to the public. The garden is managed by volunteer growers like myself, so I have the opportunity to get into a community garden in my neighborhood last year. And it's just been a blessing to me, and I really enjoy. I'm able to grow more items compared to when I'm doing it from home. And community garden help provide food security again by giving residents free or heavily discounted fruits. And so in our garden, we actually give the community. So we have a church across, so they were able to get a lot of callaloo from us. They got eggplants, different things. And I was able to even give some items at Impact 2022 when we had our revival. Indoor gardening, herbs, sprouts, you can do microgreens, and I'll go furthermore into microgreens are great options for indoor. They are quickly grown in small spaces such as sunny windowsill, They are a great space-saving option for home gardeners who don't have seasonal outdoor gardening. So even if you don't have gardening space, because people say, well, I don't have no gardening space. I live in an apartment, and people are amazed that I'm able to do stuff out of an apartment. So I give God thanks for that. And you can quickly be done in a smaller living space like your apartment, which is what I'm doing right now. So here I have the picture of the community garden. And here I have indoor pictures. Here you can see I have a planter's bag, like what I have on the table, with some potatoes. And there you have some herbs on the space. Here I have so this was my windowsill garden. This is how I first, so this is my first journey, start doing my own little gardening. Here you could see I cut this food scrapping of certain items like the celery, and I was, growing those by water, and eventually I did transfer those into outdoor. I have callaloo, I have some seasoning, basil, things of that nature, and a tomato tree, which they did steal my tomato, but that's okay, God provided, and I was able to get more tomatoes. And here we have container gardening. So you can use planter's bags, or you can use container, whatever you have. No one is telling you to go out there, go buy all these things. You can use the resources from right in your neighborhood. Community garden method is growing plants in container rather than planting them on the earth outside. Container gardening gives gardener more control over critical growing conditions like sunlight, moisture, and temperature. When planted in container, choose potting soil over compost of gardening soil. Many different plants are suitable for planted in containers, such as tomato plants, zucchini, cucumbers, and eggplant. And here in this picture, those are actually ginger, and I was able to harvest some ginger. And ginger is not hard to grow. You just need a lot of sun. And yeah. And turmeric, yes. And turmeric, yes. Thank you. And so here are a few more types of community gardening thing you can do in your community. You can do a raised bed. So I'm pretty sure many of you are familiar with all the raised bed you see in the community garden here in New York City. Most of them are like 4x7, but someplace you could find a smaller one like 4x4. And you're able to grow around 28. Like in my garden now, I'm able to grow like 28 different varieties of stuff in that 4x7. So there are certain things that you can put together, like your not Swiss chard. You can put radish. You could put a lot of radish, a lot of carrots in one 12x12. So there's way, just have to organize yourself and have a plan so you can be getting more reap when you grow your items. Raised bed is an